time is a model of the only system which is sustainable forever, mathematically perfected economy. The model is a proof of mathematically perfected economy. In fact, our failure is a proof of mathematically perfected economy in inverse, and you should understand that by now. But here's the thing: Spain could contact me. We could, Greece, Italy. It doesn't matter the country. It doesn't matter the country, but we could show how to solve the problems. These other people are saying, well, we're going to erase the federal debt. And then they're saying we've got to count the money and we're going to divide it up by this. They don't even know what the sums of the things are, and they're proposing that there's a way to figure it out and get it all right, but their math is all wrong. It's all cattywampus. I mean, this is the math of Dove of Oneness, who's just a plagiarist and a scam artist, and a competing solution for Iceland, I guess. I don't know. I mean, who are these people? Come out of the woodwork, Well, here's the thing. We can solve these things, and how am I going to go? They don't, you don't have to fly me to China or something like that, but these people can Skype me. We have a discussion, and by the way, if you Skype me, all conversations are recorded. This isn't espionage or subversive here. This is all right out in the open. So if a country calls me, I have a recording of it. We can play it on the show. And all discussions will be conducted openly for the whole world to evaluate it. Okay? Now, this isn't going to give some country an unfair advantage. It's going to remove the unfair disadvantages from the country. That's all it does. There is no such thing as a unfair advantage in mathematically perfected economy. It can't even exist. And we can tell you why. And we're going to get to that in our future shows. But here's the thing. They can contact me. And so, if, you're a person in Greece and you realize that this is the answer for you, then you can contact me, your paper can contact me, a magazine can contact me, television, radio, government, it matters not. And we will take care of the issues. We will explain them in respect to this prescription for transformation, virtually immediate and costless transformation in a mathematically perfected economy from wherever you are. And we need to do this. We need to do this so that all people can hear it and realize, by God, that's exactly what we can do here. Painlessly solve all these issues. Are there multiple solutions? That's a lot. That's a bunch of crap. Excuse me. It's just a bunch of crap. Multiple solutions. The longer you wait, I guarantee you, the more all these people will plagiarize me all the more thoroughly, making their purported solutions ever closer to mine, however many flaws they keep in them. And pretty soon, you won't be able to tell the difference, even though it's by a scam artist, Dove of Oneness. That's what you're leaving yourself by waiting, by not acting on this. So how do I know that the government of China has watched me? Well, it's pretty simple. I blogged about this, and I basically explained that there's no way that China is going to collect its debts from us. But that doesn't mean I don't have a solution for that, which is entirely conducive to China's interests nonetheless. Given that this might be the nature of these things that we're calling debts, how did they transpire? How do we resolve that? There is a way. There is a way to do this immediately that everyone would be comfortable to. Americans would be glad to see this debt disappear, in the way that I have to propose. But I can't say these things because there are so goddamn many plagiarists out there. I can't say this. It's got to be with a country that's really, truly interested in solving its problems. Because then we will do it, and there will not be time for these goddamn plagiarists to imitate me until they, debt-free money and all this crap that's going on. is a further divisions beyond the 25,400,000 pages just on one topic alone. That divert us from the guy who unraveled all this and made the sense of it in the first place. All pretending they're whatever they are, intellectuals or something. What they are is phonies, scam artists, every one of them. So, what happened after I blogged this paper? Wow. My traffic went to, well, not through the roof from just China, but I had like 200 unique IPs a day crawling all over my pages, every article, for over a month, immediately after blogging on this prospective solution. What I hoped, because I couldn't say anything, that the Chinese, who are pretty smart people, would have realized that this guy's got it together. He's got the cause. We see the whole thing going down. Here we are, diverging on this course in the steps of capitalism, which not long ago we renounced. Now we're following in its footsteps, and not everything is going so perfectly. And the things that are wrong with it are surfacing. And here is a solution to those things. Not only a solution to these things, but something which would allow the people of China to prosper like we do. And one thing that all of us have to understand is that it's in the interest of all people in the world for this to happen. Why? Because this is the only justice which can ensure, at least to the degree of any monetary or trade or commercial impropriety, that can ensure peace. Because this is the only way to justice. What it further means is that in proving, because mathematically perfected economy is the only case of actual free enterprise, it will commit every country of the world to free enterprise, because nothing can compete with free enterprise untethered to prosper to the full extent that it's capable of by mathematically perfected economy, as testified by this hazard circular that we read the other day to you. So that's my interest. The United States will have mathematically perfected economy, and I believe that every country in the world will as well. There is one and one only solution to these three categoric faults, which cover everything which is wrong with the economic system, and we have to get that right. He's thinking, oh, well, we have to fix Wall Street too, because Wall Street's the cause of the problems. Wall Street is a secondary cause of a lot of problems, but Wall Street will go away under mathematically perfected economy. We don't need them, and they can't do anything for us. They'll go away. And we'll talk about that as much as you want at some further time. We have to understand this idea of solution yet. So I've got these 200 or so people a day climbing all over my material for over a month. It's amazing. No traffic from China. I blog, and it's like somebody from China somewhere was watching me and pushed a button and said, okay, all you guys over there, this guy, you better watch him. He's got his finger on something. He's actually proven that the United States isn't even going to be able to pay these debts. You think these guys are going to increase your taxes enough to do this? You're out of your minds, And if you think you should pay the penalty, you're out of your mind as well. There's no good road down the roadways of usury. We're in the terminal stages of this thing, and if you're not waking up now, well, go back to sleep. We don't need you. So on the heels of this traffic from China, I mean, it's a pattern of phenomenal interest in my work. Unique IPs. Just climbing over every page. And I mean, my stats show how long a person, stays on a page. Did they stay long enough to read it, or did they flip through it? It's obvious. These people are studying my work, and they're studying it awfully hard. And the next thing, and I notice these things because, I'm involved at this level. The next thing you hear in the news is that China is at the Bush administration insisting on hard assets, namely gold, in payment of its of these debts, which is only a drop in the bucket. But they want something like that for all this paper, that they're holding. Understandably, same problem that Saddam Hussein, had when, he determined to go to an oil bourse, to quit trading oil in dollars. Well, why? Because the dollar's got to fall, because the economy, the live economy in the United States is dying, because it's not economy at all. And it certainly isn't free enterprise. So, which is, of course, my desire. So I know that China has watched me, and there's other like cases, not the exact same thing, of course, even quite different things, where other countries who might even be far more conducive to mathematically perfected economy, have been obstructive from contacting me, for instance. But, this can't happen forever. I mean, you can Skype me, we can talk. People have tried to put me, this fellow from Israel was trying to get me to testify in front of the Knesset. I've written the financial minister. Not a letter back, not a letter back even, But if you know these people and you can educate them and they're not so bad that they will never stand for their own people, they can contact me. And we can record that because it's all going to be out in the open. It's not about one country against another or anything like that. It's about eliminating this evil thing that's clinging to the world in dire fright now, because the world is finally waking up to the fact that interest is usury and there is a solution. And that's another thing that I have a problem with, with Brigida's response, is that it's only because we recognize the one and only solution that we will ever unite in a way that we will establish it. After all, their own communications with me deny that they're making any progress. After all, they've erected a website, and now they're requesting for people to debate these things. And they can download these 4 programs, and everything that needs to be debated is sufficiently covered that there should be no question in their mind what to do. But I've already suggested that to them. So what's the problem here? Fear? Sure. But nothing that's going to be solution is to be compromised. So I heard also from this young fellow, Thor Einerson, and he contacted me in the wake of the Max Egan interview, and it's a good thing that he did, because Brigida and this economist Thor, sorry, just disappeared. No refutation of a singular solution, the proposition of a singular solution to inflation, deflation, systemic manipulation of the cost or value of money, and terminal failure by interest. No invalidation, just simply assertion of many good solutions out there. Many not good solutions, great solutions. And this fellow Thor Einerson contacted me, and he understands the differences much better, and I'm thankful to him because I appreciate his diligence, and I'm sure that when Iceland finally does get a solution, and there is one, they have much